Hi guys, my name is Eunice. I'm an educator here with Opre, and it's the last live before Christmas. So hopefully everybody is in the holiday spirit, really ready to have this wonderful holiday weekend to ourselves. I know if you're a professional, you're probably in the thick of it right now, doing as many last minute holiday nails as possible. This is really some of the busiest times for professionals. It's a really busy season because everyone's trying to come in, squeeze in their last set of nails before Christmas, before the holidays, before New Year's. So I thought this would be a great time to do a helpful live. A lot of us that are seeing clients day in, day out, having appointments back to back, some of the ways that we can really save time and really save ourselves from a lot of stress is learning how to do proper removal and speedy removal. And I know that that is definitely a struggle bus for a lot of us still out there. And so I wanted to go over some of the tips and tricks that we can kind of apply to see how we can speed up this process, right? It shouldn't be too difficult. It really shouldn't be something that takes a long time. I know that there are people who will say to me in certification classes, like, Eunice, my removals are taking 45 minutes or taking an hour. That should not be the case, not with Gel X. If you're removing acrylic, now that's a different story. But if you're moving Gel X, it should be about 15 minutes tops, really. So we're gonna go over a couple tips and tricks on how we can really achieve this. But before I do that, I wanna go over the tools, because if you wanna have a nice nail station and you wanna do a removal in a quick and speedy way without really also creating a lot of mess, you want a good dust collector. Right, so we have our Opre dust collector here with us. This is a really great tool to have. It keeps your station nice and neat, and it's a very compact size, so regardless of how big or small your nail station is, this is the perfect size for removal. On top of that, you would need a good armrest. I know this seems so frivolous and so small of a detail, but honestly, the way that your client's hand is angled is really important in terms of removal, both for the comfort of the client and for you. And I know that there are some armrests out there that can be a little bit too high. I know that maybe it works for some clients, I'm not gonna knock it, right? But for the most part, most clients don't really wanna have to angle their arm up. Something like this, where they could just rest in a relaxed position, is really the best way to do this. And it makes it really easy for you as a professional to also remove their nails as well too. You don't have to like hold your hand up in an awkward angle. So with that being said, we're going to go over a removal. We're gonna remove 2 of my nails here today. Say goodbye to these dark nails. It's the holiday season after all. And then we're gonna show you exactly some of the tips and tricks that we can employ to make sure that this removal can go in a nice, speedy way. Okay, so let's go straight into the demo. I noticed that there are some people who are talking about the holidays, also talking about where they're from, giving out the shout outs from their different cities. It's perfect. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Oh, happy birthday, somebody's birthday. All right, so, oh, I'm so glad that some people got the dust collector during Black Friday. That's amazing, good job. And some people are saying I take 30 minutes, I take an hour. That's okay. Oh, someone's shouting out from Vegas. Hi, random stranger from Vegas. And so we're gonna go into the removal here. Okay, so perfect. So the first thing first that goes into this is with the dust collector, we like to apply a wet wipe over this. Okay, the reason why we do not look at my janky thumb, you guys. The reason why we do this is because this is a really great way to capture all the dust. Once we turn this on, the suction will we'll suck this wet wipe right down to the grill of the dust collector, and the dust will stick right to the wet wipe. And so when you're removing the dust, you just remove the wet wipe. It's really easy. Okay, so first things first is we're going to look at these. Don't look at my thumb. These 2 nails here, okay? So the most important thing is when we're doing a removal is, remember this, we wanna make sure that we're protecting the client's natural nails. Now, first thing is, do they wanna keep their natural nail length, or do they want to cut down their natural nail? They don't really care. Either way, we need to be very protective of the nail underneath the actual natural nail, because especially if you have a client who consistently wears extensions or gel, the hyponychium tends to grow out quite a bit. And if you were to just cut the nail without looking below what's under the surface, essentially, you might accidentally nick your client, and you really don't want to do that. So the first thing we're gonna do is make sure that we carefully cut down the tips. So we're gonna flip the hand over, and you can see my nail has grown out quite a bit, and she's going to make sure that she is seeing where that nail is and then trimming above that. For example, if I'm a client, I'm like, oh, my nail grew, I want to keep that length. Well, she wants to make sure that she protects that. Or if my hyponychium has grown out quite a bit, she wants to make sure that she doesn't accidentally cut that as well too. Okay. So that's one way we're going to do that, right? And then now we're going to, don't look at my thumb. I have a terrible habit of chewing on my thumb. Nobody judge me. Nobody's Nerfic, okay? It's just a thing I do. All right, so now we're going to file with our e-file down, and we're going to use our 5-in-1 XC coarse bit. Whoop. Focus, focus. There we go, that one. Okay? And then we're going to start filing. Now, one thing you guys have to know, when you're filing, gentle is the key, okay? Because the base end of the tip is thinner and has less extengel than the free edge of the tip. So remember that when you're filing, you can't exert as much pressure or file as much towards the base end. You need to make sure that you focus more of your effort towards the free edge, where that is the bulk of the gel. Now she's going to make sure that she files off most of the color, like top coat color. And I want you to stop for a second, because I want to show where when it's not enough. So if you were to stop right here, I want to show you what that looks like with the free edge. How do we turn it, like this way? Do you guys see there's still quite a gap of gel? If you were to stop here and wrap this, this is going to take a long time to soak, okay? So we want to make sure that we file off more of the bulk of the gel and the tip to make the removal process faster, okay? So she's going to focus more of her efforts towards the free edge where the bulk of the gel is. The RPM that she's using, I would say, is about 15 to 20,000? Yeah, around 15 to 20,000. Okay, so you can see she's being quite gentle, nothing too aggressive. And you know, one thing I want you guys to be aware of too is on camera, how much extengel we use, how much we file. It looks like a lot more than it really is. I want you guys to really practice this, because practice makes progress. The worst thing you want to do is overfile. When you overfile onto the client's nails and you damage the client's nail plate, what's going to happen then is their nail is going to be less likely to hold on to future extensions and enhancements. So that means that their nails are going to be more likely to lift and pop off. So it's really in your best interest to protect your client's nail health, because then they'll want to keep coming back because their nails are lasting a long time. Oh, whoops, sorry. But you can see that all the dust has stuck onto the wet wipe. And you can see that if she, oh, hide my thumb. If she, look at that. That's so much thinner now, what she's done, right? She's taken off a lot more of that extengel, a lot more of that tip. A lot of that bulk is gone. That is what's that's what's gonna really help with that soak off. And you can see there's still a little bit of color around there, here and there. That's okay. That's not gonna really affect or hinder the removal process. She took off most of the color and definitely all of the top coat. And that's what you wanna see, okay? This is the 5-in-1 XC coarse bit. This is available on our website. The RPM, we recommend around 15 to 20,000. Okay, so what she's gonna do next is she's going to apply a little bit of cuticle oil around my cuticle just to help prevent it from drying out when we're using acetone. And here's another tip that I would recommend that helps speed up removal. So we're using a foil wrap, not the plastic clips. Why are we using the foil wrap instead of the plastic clips? The foil is a natural heat conductor, so it's gonna help trap heat, right? So heat is our best friend when it comes to removals. Heat helps removal speed up. When your hands are cold, when your client has cold hands or your salon is naturally cold, it's going to inhibit removal. It's going to slow down the process. So what we recommend is the foil, because the foil actually helps trap the heat. And bonus, our Apres foil wraps are actually a reward that you can redeem through our loyalty program. So if you're part of our loyalty program and you have points, you can actually redeem this and get this for free. So it's a win-win, right? So definitely I would recommend, I know that the plastic clips are very popular and you can still use the plastic clips. There's other things that we could do that can help enhance the heat level even with the plastic clips. But I will say, if you guys are open to suggestion, open to change, foil is the way to go. It really does help trap the heat. Now, on top of this, we can actually do one more thing to help trap the heat as well too. We won't put this on now because we're gonna do a second removal here, but I want to show you guys plastic gloves. This is something. Can we just take one out? Yeah. These are like those like food safety gloves. Have you guys seen, like, you know, like lunch ladies, like this, what they'll wear on their hands, right? What we would recommend is after you wrap all 5 fingers, put your client's hands in one of these gloves. These gloves, because it's plastic, this will also help trap heat. And this is also going to help with the removal process. It'll speed it up by a lot, basically, by a lot. So I would recommend the plastic gloves. I've had nail techs tell me that they slip their clients' hands under like a heating mat to help with the heat. Just remember, heat is your friend in removal. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our second nail. So now if you didn't want to trim the nail with a nail clipper, there is another way that you could do this. So we're gonna show you guys here the second way. You can file off just where the natural free edge should be. So you can see there, she's just filing where the natural free edge is so she could see. This is basically just to create a window for herself. And okay, now I see where the natural free edge is, and I'm going to trim this off. See? Now she made sure that she didn't nick me, she didn't cut my hyponychium, she made sure to protect my length if I wanted to keep my length, and now she's gonna go into the removal process. And again, with the removal process, it's the same thing. You wanna make sure that you use gentle strokes. It's somewhere between 15 to 20,000 FAQ. And then what she's doing here is she's going to try to remove the bulk of the color, right? To make sure that the acetone can seep into the gel. And what she's going to do then is also focus most of the strokes towards the free edge, towards where the bulk of the gel is, okay? The drill bit is the XC 5-in-1 coarse bit. So she's making sure that all that effort is towards where the bulk of the gel is. When you leave a lot of extend gel on, when you still leave a lot of the tip on, that's what's gonna slow down your removal process. What I've noticed when I teach certification classes is a lot of people are still leaving too much gel, too much of the tip on, okay? So now that we've done this, we can actually do the same. We can wrap up. So we can put this on and then wrap with our foil. Again, we recommend the foil because it traps the heat. It's a really great way to kind of ensure that your fingers stay warm. Okay. Yes, replacement filters will be coming in 2 weeks, in January. It'll be available in January. Okay, and then now we're going to slip our hands into the gloves. Look at this, how easy that is. And because these are nice and big, thick gloves, like it's gonna fit all the fingers with the foils. And now if I were to wrap, you're gonna do one hand, one whole hand for your client, wrap them, and then put them in the glove, and then you would wait, or you would move on to the next hand, and then you would file off, foil, and then wrap them, and then put them in the gloves in the second hand. And then you would want to wait about like, let's give it like 5-10 minutes, and then you can pull the glove off, unwrap, and then see, like start gently pushing off the gel to see if they're ready to lift. Now, I will say, one thing that can also help with removal is if you know your clients quite well and you know their nails quite well, and you're saying like, okay, well, they don't have like super oily nail beds, they don't have really troublesome nail beds. What you can also do is with primer, you don't have to apply primer on the entire nail bed. You can apply it on the base end, the half that touches the cuticle. That part is the part that always ends up lifting, right? It's not the free edge. So you can just apply primer on that base end half, and that way when you're removing, you don't have to worry about all of that gel really adhering onto the nail plate. It'll make removal a lot easier and a lot speedier. Now, if you have clients who have very troublesome nail beds, they kind of seem to just lift no matter what, or they have very oily nail beds, I don't recommend doing this. I recommend putting primer on the entire nail bed. But if you know your clients quite well, they seem pretty normal nail beds and pretty easy, this is a really great option. Okay, so that's another way that you could speed up removal, is not to apply primer across the entire nail bed. You're getting all the tips and tricks today. Okay, so I know that I've seen a lot of great questions coming up, and I haven't been able to read them all because I was busy watching our educator Kana do a wonderful job filing. So if you have some, I'll go through the comments again to see if I could catch any good questions, but if you have those questions and you want to like throw them in the chat now, please do. Okay, Let's see. What's the drill bit? That's the XC Course 5-in-1 XC Course bit. It's available on our website. It's a great bit for removal. Okay. Let's see. Would I suggest doing fills on Gel X? Yes, you could definitely do fills on Gel X. Would I recommend it? I think that's really up to personal preference. The thing is, you just saw what we did, right? You kind of have to do this to do a fill. You have to remove the top coat, most of the color, some of the bulk of the tip on the base end, and then build it back up with our soft gel builder. That's the product we would recommend to do a fill. However, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time to put into this, and oftentimes a lot of our nail techs in our certification classes will tell us it's a lot faster just to soak it off and put on a fresh set. And if you're not super skilled in nail structure, super skilled in filing, the surface level might not be as smooth as a new set of Gel X, right? So a lot of times I would just recommend just put on a fresh set, but I also understand for some nail techs, their clients really ask for fills. They're just used to asking for that kind of service. So, you know, it's kind of personal preference there. Can you do a bowl soak off with hot water? You definitely can do that too. So actually, this might be a great way to do that because then you're protecting the client's hand from like completely getting soaked. So you can put the acetone wrap fingers in the gloves and then soak it in a hot bowl of water. That can definitely help with soak off. I've definitely heard clients doing that, or nail techs doing that. Also, like I mentioned earlier, you can get a heating mat and you could put the heating mat over the hands and then you could just have them sit there like that. I know some clients actually really do like doing that. And let me tell you right now, you might not even need to do that because I'm sitting here with this plastic glove and my hand's getting sweaty just with this glove. So this definitely traps heat, okay? This is, my hand's getting swampy. So I think you might not even need that. Okay. See, oh, so Mother of Za says, I do only new sets. I do not do fills. I don't recommend. Yeah, you know, some people really don't prefer to do that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad that people are liking these lives, that they feel that they're very educational. That's wonderful. And then someone asked, how did I do the foils? The foils come with the cotton pad already attached to it. So yeah, if you guys can take a look here, this is really convenient. It already has the cotton pad attached to it. So you don't need to worry about trying to get a cotton ball. It's already there. Will we have the dust collector in other colors? Never say never, but we don't have any current plans. You know what, you guys? I might have misspoke. I think it's XF. I'm so sorry. I need the heating nails by J Fire says, XC? Everyone's saying it's XF. Okay.
But the fine is smoother.
Oh, you guys, it should be XC. See, I knew I was right. It's XC, not XF. Find the XC one. It's available on our website. Okay. Nails by J Fire says, I need the heating mat. Mammoth Lake is cold and snowy. Exactly. Some of you guys are in areas right now. We're in California. It's not that cold. It's raining today, but it's not that cold. But if you guys are in areas where it's snowy, it's really windy, it's really cold, you know, it might be hard to keep your salon really warm and toasty, and your clients might be coming in from that cold with really cold hands. Oh my God, my hand is getting sweaty. This plastic glove really might be enough, honestly. Okay, hello from Bissell, hello. Okay, oh, and by the way, you guys, another thing. The first Gel X certification class of 2024 is happening in January in Miami. So please come to Miami if you want to get certified by us. This is going to be a very special class. It's going to be our first class that's going to be in Spanish. So if you are a Spanish speaker, please come to the class. Oh, this is me trying to figure out how to say that in Spanish, but my Spanish is not that good to do that. So I'm not going to do that. So please come. It's going to be in Miami. It's in January. It's all the information is on our website. So I hope we see you there. Okay, let's see. All right, perfect. So do we want to maybe check in on one of the fingers? We're going to do that. We're going to check in one of the fingers to see how that looks. Ooh, so sweaty. Okay. All right. wait, before you go. Nemes Beauty Nail says, can you give the days and time when you go live? We do. On our IG stories, we put out a calendar of all the upcoming lives. We have another live coming up next week, by the way. So check out our stories. Make sure you're following us and checking out our stories. Okay, so now we have our gel pusher tool, and what she's gonna do is she's gonna start slowly scraping. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know how many minutes it's been, but definitely not very long. Definitely within the time of this live. So she's pushing it off, and she's not forcing anything off. If it doesn't come off, she's not gonna force it off. She's just scraping what's already lifting, okay? Look at that. But she's noticing like, okay, there's still a little bit of gel maybe towards the free edge, which is normal because remember the free edge is the part that doesn't touch most of the nail, so the finger, so it's not getting the blood and that heat. So like if she sees anything that's like maybe not completely lifted, she could just always rewrap, but that looks pretty good actually. Okay, so yeah, so, and again, this is another thing too, this is another way that you could speed up removal. If you're doing another set of Gel-X, you don't need to get off all the gel completely. A little bit of gel left on is fine. Now, if you wanted to, you could definitely rewrap this and soak off everything. But one thing that Hana's doing here, because it's so little gel, she's actually taking her nail file and just kind of lightly running it across the gel to lift off anything that's remaining. And that's gonna get most of it off. And you know, we did this within the time of this live. It really hasn't been that long. If we had gotten all 5 fingers done at the same time and wrapped, this is what you'd be doing across all 5 fingers. Very speedy. So yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, it's been under 10 minutes, right? Yep, the warmth definitely helped. Yep, you guys got it. You guys got it. So honestly, this is like such a great way to do this, is to really think about heat. I think what you guys are thinking, the 2 big mistakes we have is usually heat and how much we're not filing off, right? A lot of times we're filing too little off and we're leaving too much of that gel on. So you can see we got that all off and we're ready for our fresh set if we want to do that. If we wanted to take off all that little bit of gel, there's like a teeny layer. We can also rewrap this. Yeah, very easy peasy, very easy peasy. Okay, that was so quick. Yes, it was, girl. What nails is the educator wearing? The educator is wearing Imani in our neutral Gel-X tips, which is a beautiful color, by the way. A lot of people were scared off by the color Imani and also Mia because they look very dark in the box, but they're very, very beautiful. They're also, by the way, on discount. They're on sale this month. So if you really want the color that our educator is wearing, please go to our website, go pick up a box of Imani. I think she's wearing it in natural almond medium. Okay, the foils on the website? Of course the foils are on the website. The foils are definitely on the website. And I see someone saying that they're gonna try that glove hack now. Great, please do. It's a very good hack. My hands are still very sweaty. So definitely works. Everybody, let's go buy the gloves. I mean, buy the gloves, but also buy the foils, buy the bit, and the dust collector, and the armrest. Those are all good things to have. Okay. Yes, Nails by Keandra just made a good point. The foils can also be redeemed as a free prize or reward product if you're part of our loyalty program. So if you aren't part of our loyalty program yet, please join our loyalty program because you could get the box of foils for free, right? Okay. Can I please confirm the bit one more time? XC5-in-1 course bit on the website. Please go find. Okay. All right. Kelly Pomegranate says, it's hard for me to see through the Margot when applying. Is that normal? I haven't had that issue with any other color. Well, Margot is a little bit of a darker shade. So if you're really having a hard time, I would recommend having a little bit more of a light on your nail station, a little bit of a brighter light so that you can see through the nail a little bit better. But Margot and let's say Mani, Mia, they're all a little bit of a darker shade. So it might take a little bit more light to help you see through the nail so that you could do a proper application. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Did you have a layer of Extend Gel directly on the nail in addition to the tip? Yes. The first finger that you saw, this was applied during a live like 3 weeks ago. So we always showcase the Velcro method, which is the method where you put Extend Gel on the natural nail, cure that, and then apply Extend Gel on the underside of the tip and apply that and then cure that. So yes, I had double layer of Extend Gel and we still got it off in this time. And also on this nail, we put primer on the entire nail bed. So if we did all those things, put primer on the entire nail bed, double layer of the Extend Gel, and we still got it off in this time with the glove and the foil hack, that means you guys can definitely do it for sure even faster if you were to put, let's say, half the primer, and if you were to, maybe apply Extend Gel just on the tip if that's the way that you want to do it. So there you go. Okay, so really glad that we were able to answer a lot of these questions. I hope this was very helpful. I know that we get a lot of questions about removal all the time. We get it all the time in our classes. We get it all the time in our comments. And we want to be able to make sure that we are giving you guys all the tips and tricks that make it very helpful for you guys to be able to use our products. So thank you guys so much for joining this live. I hope this was useful. Let us know if you found this to be very useful. We want to do more lives like this that really kind of give you guys the nuts and bolts, the tips and tricks that really make Gel-X an even easier system to use. It already is pretty easy, but an even easier system is always better. Okay, we have one more live coming up next week. I think it's gonna be next Friday? Next Friday, because we have a special event going on that weekend that we want to talk about. So make sure you join us next Friday. And in the new year, we'll promise to bring a lot more lives like this, if you guys want. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.